So these Soviet-made tanks are on their way, and the U.S. is acting as the intermediary to make the transfer. We don't know how many tanks are going to Ukraine, but we know that the Ukrainians are familiar with how to operate them and will allow them to conduct long-range artillery strikes on Russian forces.
Okay, and the Pentagon also, we learned tonight, giving Ukraine $300 million more in aid. It's not a no-fly zone. It's not jets, but is it enough?
Well, that is the big question. And this $300 million is, according to the Pentagon, it's going to be security assurance to bolster Ukraine's capacity to defend itself. And in this package, it's a whole bevy of things, but you have laser-guided rocket systems, armored vehicles, night vision devices, medical supplies. In total, the Pentagon says that they provided about $2.3 billion in aid since the Biden administration took office. That's just to Ukraine for the ability to defend itself. Well over $1 billion since this invasion began.
Okay, and then Zelenskyy also said Ukraine will not give up territory. What can you tell us about that?
Well, what I would say about this is that you look at both the Russians and the Ukrainians, and there's a lot of non-starters here. Both have made hardline positions. The Russians have said that they want Crimea, they want the Donbass, and they do not want Ukraine to join the EU or NATO. Well, Ukrainians say that just about all of those are non-starters. When you talk to anyone on the ground, they want the war to end. They want the air raids to stop. They want their lives to return to normal. They do not want to kowtow to the invaders. They want to hold the line on all of these issues. So this is where we are at this point. These are the lines in the sand. Who gets flexible first is the question.
And what's going on behind the scenes that we're not hearing?
Yeah, exactly.
No, and look, the other issue here is, how do you believe that Vladimir Putin is going to keep any deal he makes? And I know when you were in Poland and when you were in Ukraine, people remember that this was a deal Vladimir Putin made in 2014. Basically, there were parts of the Donbass that were sort of turned into these separatist regions because of the first Russian invasion of Ukraine. And Putin said, no problem, I will not go any farther, I promise. And here's where we're at today. The Ukrainians now are talking about some kind of security guarantees from the United States, from the Brits, from the Turks, that they will make a deal with Russia if the United States, if the Turks will enforce that deal at some point. You have to ask why the Ukrainians would believe the United States or the Brits, who had made an agreement in 1994 to protect Ukraine's integrity if Ukraine gave up its nuclear weapons. So it's very difficult to see how this gets any easier, as you pointed out, Robert, to make a deal.
On the other hand, though, what's the alternative?
Well, it's a good point. More people fighting and dying. But as we've heard from President Zelenskyy, he politically cannot give up any territory. That's what he's staked his reputation on, and he's got the momentum. The flip side, Vladimir Putin, and we're going to get into this in the next block, his approval rating is up 15% right now. He cannot walk away from this war with 10,000 dead Russians and not have something really significant to show for it. So war continues.
And you look at the level that both of these sides are willing to go, right? You look at a city such as Kharkiv, for example. That city has been utterly leveled by this fighting, but the Ukrainians are refusing to give up territory there. Crimea, you were there in 2014, and you see what that region has become over the last 8 years. Ukrainians are adamant they will not give up that territory. They want that area back.
I was in Donetsk. That city doesn't exist anymore. Mariupol, that the Ukrainians are now continuing to try and hold on to, and the Russians say they want. There's nothing to come home to. You are arguing at this point really over rubble. Hey, for the last time for a week, we want to say to you, incredible reporting in Poland, in Ukraine. A vacation well-deserved is coming your way. The NewsNation audience is going to have to do without you for a week. Enjoy it.
Turn off your phone.
Turn off
Thank you very much.
That's very, very good advice for today. Play well. All putts within about 8 feet are good, all right?
Sounds like a plan.
There you go. Tell your dad. Vladimir Putin's army may be taking big losses on the battlefield. As we said, his popularity is rising at home. Plus, there's new reports of a cancer doctor following his every move. What can we really believe about Vladimir Putin, the man in the sun without a shirt?
Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.